What's up, guys? Sir Ombrolo. I'm going to do another unboxing video today. Today we're going to do a tabletop game unboxing video. The Hordes 2-player battle box. That's what it's got in the back there. It's got two approximately 20-point, I'm guessing, armies of Circle of Warlocks and Legion of Everblight. A little bit of reflection there. There we go. So let's open it up, see what's inside. Alright. Got paperwork first. We got a flimsy little ruler to measure distances with. We have the introduction guide, which has some information on all of the factions there, for Hordes anyway, and some different, kind of gives you their color schemes if you want to paint them like that. Gives you some hints on the two factions that are in this box, how to paint them. It has the quick start rules, which kind of it comes in, I think, all of the Hordes products. There's ones in the War Machines too, and it gives all the factions and their starting battle groups, cards, and stats and such in them, so you can kind of see what you're getting, and quick start rules, so you can just get right into combat. We've got a no quarter magazine, small version. It's just a magazine. It's got some different scenarios. Just a little magazine. They actually put out, Privateer Press actually puts out one every month, I think, or every quarter. But that's just a small version of it. You've got your actual rule book, pocket-sized rule book. It's like 88 pages long. It's got all the rules you need. The pocket size, so you don't have to carry on a giant, like, D&D monster manual size handbook. Got the pack of all your stat cards for everything. Get the other stuff out of here. Into the fun stuff now, the miniatures here. 4 dice. The one thing I really like about Privateer Press now, especially, I bought War Machine 10 years ago when it first came out, and it was all pewter, metal miniatures, and then from there, most anything that's on plastic, you've got the giant trees, and you have to cut everything out. All that's done for you, Privateer Press, and it does they do a very good job. There's not a lot of flashing or anything like that on them. Very cool. So a few bags. This is all the Ogre spear unit that we've got here. This is some circle stuff. More circle stuff. More circle stuff. Kind of hard to see in the bag. I'm gonna start gluing these together, and I'll be back and show you. I'll go over some of them after they're complete. All right, we are back. I'd say all in all, maybe 40-45 minutes to trim up and glue. I haven't put on bases. I like to paint mine. I like to primer mine before I put them on bases, so let's see if we can get them to focus in on. These guys right here were probably the most difficult out of them. There was like 7 or 8 pieces per miniature. These are the Warpborn Skinwalker. Quick stats on those guys. Move them off. Next is the Argus. It's a light war beast, 2-headed dog kind of thing. Some stats on that. Then we've got the Winter Argus, which is basically the same thing. The paint scheme on this will probably be whites, maybe some blues. It's got a different stat card. Also a light war beast. And then we have next is the Feral Warp Wolf, the heavy war beast you get with this 2-player starter for the circles. Probably the easiest of all the miniatures that I had in here to put together. Also one of the coolest, of course. He is one bad mamma jamma. And then we've got our Warlock here. Kaya, the Wildborn. 6 Fury. 6 POW. Powerful Strength 11 Melee. Splinter. The feat's pretty nice. Plays up 3 Fury on each friendly faction Warbeast that is in her control area. She can immediately leech 3 points from Warbeast in a battle group. Potentially some game-winning stuff there if you used it right. Now for the Legion of Everblight. The unit that came with these guys is, of course, the Blighted Ogre and War Spears. These guys are intimidating looking dudes. They also come with these little like quivers that go on their back that hold like 3 more spears. I don't really like the looks of them. I think I'm going to try to do mine without putting those ones on, because I really don't think you need it. I think he's pretty cool without it. Because it covers up all the detail that's on the backs of these guys. There's some stats on the Ogren. Pretty good unit, actually. The heavy war beast for the Legion, of course, is the Carnivian. Just a beast. Nastiness. He's just teeth and claws and spikes and armor and ready to tear into stuff. I can't wait to paint this thing. Cannot wait. Quite a bit bigger side by side actually than this guy. Mass wise, I think he takes the cake by a couple pounds. Where's his stats? Carnivian. Also, the light war beast in here comes with 6 of these little shredders. I kind of posed mine all different. Made some look like they were running. Some like they were just whatever. They're tinky tiny little dudes. I mean, they are small little fury bags that are like pop rabid, run up, generate some fury, get leeched, and die. They can also be used for other stuff, of course, but that's basically what you're going to get. And there's 4 of those guys in there, these little shredders, and then the Warlock is Lilith, Herald of Everblight. Here she is. Pretty easy model to put together, but potentially some pretty cool paint with that cloak, and she's got some serious armor on that bow. I think out of the 2, I mean, she's got a ranged attack, 5 fury instead of 6, but her feet while Lilith's controller friendly faction models roll an additional 9 attack rolls this turn, plus her ranged. I think she might slightly take the edge over the Circle Warlock. So that's what you get in the 2-player starter kit. It's 20 models altogether, which is a bit. I think they're right around 20 points per team here. You can get them on Amazon or through most of the miniature gaming sites for $75 to $75. Whereas, just for this guy, you're going to pay 20, 25, 20, 25, and the casters. The 2 heavy war beasts and the 2 casters, if you bought them individually, you're going to pay what you paid for the whole box. So, definitely worth the money. These miniatures are resin. They say plastic, but they're resin. So you want to make sure to use super glue and not plastic glue. But they are high quality. I like they have a lot of detail for. Privateer Press has really stepped up their game in the last 10 years since I first bought War Machine. So, but that is it for these guys. Hope you liked the video. I don't know how many more unboxings we're going to do of the miniature stuff. We might do a few. But I will do some follow-ups on this particular unboxing. I might do an unboxing of Crix. I got a Crix battle group and a couple Blighted Legions or something coming. I might do an unboxing of that, and then I will follow up with paint. As I paint these guys, I'll put some videos up. You guys can check out the progress, see what my paint schemes are. If you have any ideas, if you want before I start painting, hey, make them pink and purple or whatever, give me some color scheme ideas. I might take your suggestions to heart and see what I can come up with as far as paint schemes go. Just leave me a comment below. Make sure to like us, subscribe us, and we'll see you again. So until next time.